Good morning, everyone. My name is Ken Barris. I'm the police chief for the Northlake Police Department. I'd like to start by giving a little background on this case. Mr. Navarro, the deceased father, back in early July 2009, had made a missing persons report as he had not heard from his son in about 24 hours. Of course, we started moving quickly and trying to find Eric. Myself and many other investigators at that time worked diligently to attempt to find people that knew him or where he was from. We developed some leads. We found out from one person that Eric had been badly beaten by two subjects, resulting in him no longer breathing. However, at the time, we didn't know where this occurred. We continued to follow up on leads. Around that time, we learned from Chicago Police Department that there was a burned body in a dumpster in Chicago. We worked together with the Chicago Police Department to learn more about that body, some of the clothes that were found in the dumpster, as well as a cell phone, and we were able to positively identify that was Eric Navarro. At this point, Chicago Police Department was involved, as well as us. We worked together with Chicago Police Department to identify several subjects of interest, of which we started to round them up. Meanwhile, we learned that all the subjects that were involved in this had a gang affiliation. However, we also learned that Eric did not. Eric was a great kid, well respected by the community, by his teachers, by his friends, and dearly loved by his family. This was a case of a great kid being in the wrong place and hanging around with the wrong people. With the help of Chicago Police Department, we were able to arrest 3 people initially, 1 for first-degree murder and 2 for concealment of a homicidal death. Meanwhile, there were 2 people that were at large, Arturo Daza for concealment of a homicidal death and Oscar Ocampo for first-degree murder. Through the years, we continued to follow up on leads. Working with the FBI, we heard we received several leads that several of them were in Mexico. In 2018, we learned that Arturo Daza was in Michigan. We worked with the FBI office in Detroit, and they took Arturo Daza into custody, and he was returned to Chicago, where he was charged for concealment of a homicidal death. That brings us to only Oscar Ocampo remaining, who again was wanted for first-degree murder. We continued to follow up on this case over the years. Again, several leads leading to Mexico, at which point we worked very closely with the FBI and several of their agents, and they worked with their international law enforcement partners to follow up on all these leads. They followed through every one to its exhaustion. The relationship with the FBI has been nothing but fantastic. More recently, we learned of a lead that, again, Ocampo being in Mexico, and the FBI was able to confirm that Oscar Ocampo was killed in Mexico in 2021. He was killed of what they suspect that's consistent with the gunshot wound. While this may have not been the outcome many of us wanted, it provides closure in this case, and more importantly, it provides closure to the family. A quick thank you before I turn the podium over to the FBI. I want to thank all the Northlake investigators that worked diligently over the years to continue to keep this case open. I also want to thank the Chicago Police Department for all their work in this case, resulting in the charges of the first 3 subjects. I want to especially thank the Navarro family for their support throughout the 15 years of this ongoing investigation and the patience that they exhibited. And finally, I want to thank the special agents in the Chicago field office for our partnership, their ongoing support, and the resources they've dedicated to this case over the years. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ryan Maxwell, the acting special agent in charge of the FBI's Chicago field office. Sir.
Well, I just want to get a rate for a second. My audio sounds kind of shaky. Just give me 2 seconds, please, if you don't mind.
We're going to pop up the mic so you can Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Barris. Good morning. My name is Ryan Maxwell. I am the acting special agent in charge for the FBI Chicago field office. We are honored to be here standing alongside the Northlake Police Department, the committed and tireless lead agency on this investigation since 2009. The FBI joined this case shortly after the senseless and violent death of then 17-year-old Eric Navarro. The FBI Chicago Violent Crimes Task Force, which is comprised of law enforcement partners from the local, state, and federal level, formally joined the case once the wanted subjects were charged with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, a federal felony. Most recently, law enforcement received credible information indicating that the final subject in this case, Oscar Ocampo, died in 2021 in Mexico. Through sensitive investigative work and translation services, we were able to substantiate information from a death certificate confirming that Ocampo is deceased. Reports indicate that he died from injuries consistent with that of a firearm. As such, all investigative action on this matter is thus suspended. We appreciate the dedicated network of partners that contributed to today's announcement. Chief Barris and his team have been relentless advocates for justice on behalf of the Navarro family for over 15 years. Members of the FBI Chicago field office, also here today, have worked this case for nearly just as long. Thanks to additional efforts by the FBI's Detroit field office, international partners, and our language services team, we are hopeful that this will begin the long-needed healing process and bring a semblance of closure for the Navarro family. Fighting violent crime is one of the FBI's most important investigative priorities. The Chicago field office is committed to both preventing and investigating these crimes through our partnerships with law enforcement, prosecutors, and the community. No matter how much time has passed, or where a criminal may be in the world, the FBI will use all available resources to bring closure and justice to victims of violent crime and their families. Thank you.
Thank you, Agent Maxwell. At this time, I'd like to invite Oscar Navarro, the father of Eric, and Karen Navarro, Eric's sister, to the podium to say a few words.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's very hard for us to be present in this moment, and due to the circumstances, but it's very emotional, even though it's been so many years. But we'd like to express our gratitude to this team, Northlake Police Department, the FBI, for so many years and not giving up. Justice has been done. Nobody escapes justice, especially divine justice. For us, it's some sort of closure, not the kind of closure that we expected, but we would like to, for him to be caught here and do his due time. But eventually, justice has been done, and that's what we care for. And that's a special gratitude to the FBI. And we kind of lost faith for a little bit because it was going from the FBI to the U.S. Marshal, and it went silent for many years. But hearing that phone call saying that they got news that the case was solved, it was very, very comforting in a way. So we are very thankful.
I just want to say thank you as well to everyone involved. This has gone on for a really long time, and just having answers that we weren't sure we'd ever get. We just want to say thank you for not giving up on getting the information, getting the answers, and we're happy that we have that justice, and those involved are no longer doing harm to others. So thank you, everyone.